This just dropped today and it's a big one. The government has just announced they're going to be bringing forward the new 5% deposit scheme to October 2025. We're talking no income caps, no LMI, and no limitation on the number of spots in this government scheme. And the price caps have shot up too, so you need to stick through this video to see where they sit today. So is this going to be a game changer for first home buyers, or is this going to pump property prices across Australia's markets? If you're a first home buyer over the last few years, you've been probably looking at property prices thinking, I'll never be able to afford a house. But this scheme is incentivizing first home buyers to break in with just a 5% deposit into Australia's major capital cities. As you can see on screen, it's being covered across all the major news outlets right now that the first home buyers will get that deposit relief. And the Albanese government is going to bring forward the start of this home deposit guarantee scheme into October 2025. So let's unpack it a little further. So what exactly has changed? What's happening? First of all, it's 5% deposits. So if you're buying a $500,000 property, you only need $25,000 of capital. If you're buying $1 million property, it's $50,000 to break into the market as your deposit. Then you've got no income caps. So these schemes tended to have income caps. Now you could be on $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, which if you're a first home buyer, that's a lot of income. But it's not ruling out any of those higher income earners for these schemes moving forward. Next, no lender's mortgage insurance. That's what the guarantee is for. It's allowing first home buyers to break in with a smaller deposit and not have to pay the LMI, which could be $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 in some of these cases. Then we've got no limits on spots. So this is going to open up to anyone who's a first home buyer. Think about those new migrants, those new permanent residents, those young individuals that are starting to break into their career and want to break into the property market. It's actually going to be available to all of those first home buyers across Australia. And now it is starting in October 2025, which in my opinion is a massive change for the property market, bringing it forward a few months. It's only going to drive the demand side of the property equation. Now, old caps made it hard for a lot of people to buy anything decent in their major capital cities. But from October 2025, we have some new caps. So let's unpack them together. We've got Sydney jumping from $900,000 to $1.5 million. This is opening up a lot more opportunity for those first home buyers in Sydney to buy houses in more established or affluent suburbs closer to where their jobs are, closer to where the infrastructure is. So that makes a lot of sense when you're looking at the median house across Australia being now at the $1 million mark to increase these caps. Then we've got Melbourne jumping from $800K to $950,000. And that's a very reasonable budget if you're looking at the Melbourne market, getting to that $950K. Then we've got Brisbane jumping from $700,000 to $1 million. Now, as the owner and director of a Brisbane buyers agency in Purpose Property, I can tell you jumping from $700,000 to $1 million is a massive jump here in the Brisbane market. It takes you from buying a house that's run down in Ipswich City Council to being able to buy on the fringe of Brisbane City, which is why I think we're going to see big price pressures across Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, and other markets as first home buyers can now take a jump up and buy in these more affluent pockets. And finally, we've got the other cities with caps also rising in a lot of other locations as well. So let's break this down side by side with the real life impact based on these changes. So you've got a median Brizzy house price here, of $844,000. Well, you wouldn't be able to buy under the old scheme an $844K house. And under the new scheme, $844,000. You need a deposit if you were going to try and buy that $844K property of 20%, which would have been $168,000 of cash. Now, as a first home buyer, you can buy that property with $42,200 down. And the LMI costs could have been $25K under the old scheme, and now you're not paying that because you're getting the first home buyer benefits. There could have been an income cap. So in Brisbane, for example, that was $125,000. If you're earning $130,000, sorry, you're not eligible for the scheme. But now there is no cap. You're earning $130,000, $150K. You can still jump on board in terms of this government scheme. Then there was the property cap. So it was a $700K limit, which means you couldn't get those benefits to buy that median house in Brisbane. And now you're getting that $1 million limit. And so for people looking to buy at $844,000, which is a median Brizzy house or Southeast Queensland house, they can start to afford those deals. And we're looking at the years to save as well. So would it taking you 7 to 8 years to save that deposit? And imagine how much the market could have grown if you didn't break in, versus only 1 to 2 years to save yourself that $42,000 to $44,000 to buy that median 844K house. So what's the catch with all of this? We've got lower deposits now, which means we're going to get more first-home buyers. More first-home buyers means we're creating more demand in the property market. More demand in the property market means we're going to get higher property prices. And so the government, the Labor government, is stimulating the markets by increasing the caps, by setting no limits, by allowing more people to enter into the market and pay more for property. Let me be clear, this is a big demand driver across Australia. And the more affordable assets, which were below these 700K caps, which is now $1 million cap, are going to get pushed up in price because people have more ability to pay more for property. And that's what we're seeing with interest rate cuts, is that when we get rate cuts, people can pay more for property. And now we're seeing it with the first home buyer incentives, that they're increasing the caps and increasing the limits, which again allows people to pay more for property. And if people can and want to be in certain areas, they will pay more for property. They will make that sacrifice in their day-to-day life. And that's what's going to happen on the demand side of this equation. So what does this mean for you? I would say don't rush in. Don't go out there and just buy anything. You've got to be wary that if you buy poorly or you buy the wrong type of asset, even if you're looking to break into the market as your first home, you could lose growth over the next 5 to 10 years if you're not buying the right style of deal. You want to buy smart. You want to use the access to leverage and look at the growth potential of the deal that you're buying. So you can upgrade your home down the track, or you can invest in other assets in terms of your future. Now, if you're looking in Southeast Queensland and you're wanting help as a first home buyer or an investor, head over to purposeproperty.com.au to book in a free chat with myself. I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, because in my opinion, this is fast tracking the demand drivers in Australia's property market. We knew this was going to come in early 2026, this scheme, but the government bringing it forward, in my opinion, only puts more pressure on these major cities and on property prices, especially at the more affordable range. So leave a comment down below, like this video and subscribe to the channel, and give this video a click somewhere over here, because YouTube thinks this one is the one to watch. I'll see you there. Peace.